Hello, my name is Theresa. I'm going to show you how to use GIMP. It's a free alternative to Photoshop. So it's a fun program to use, especially if you don't use Photoshop that often, so you don't want to pay for it. So I'm going to go to File, Open, and open an image I took on my cell phone earlier. As you can see, the value scale is kind of dull, so I'm going to make it a little bit more dramatic and also remove like this sharp line right here and probably add a little bit more color. So first step is in my layers, I'm going to right click and I'm going to duplicate this layer. Then I'm going to double click on the name and I'm going to call this one original. Then above that, I'm going to call it edits. This is a good habit to get into because you never know when you're going to need to use your original again. So the first step I'm going to do is go into colors. I'm going to edit the curves. Whenever you're editing the curves, you are eliminating a lot of the detail because you're adding values together. So here in the shadow, I wouldn't have used all of the detail of the hair anyway, so it's fine. So I can always click preview just to make sure that I'm not eliminating any detail that I really care about. And then to eliminate this highlight, I'm just going to pull up on this curve. So just a left click pull up. It's a little bit more. So it kind of really blends the side of my face and kind of eliminates some of the blemishes too. So it's kind of a nice tool to use. Finally, after that, I'm going to go to colors again and I'm going to work with saturation. Saturation can either make you super colorful, such as blue and orange, which is a really neat style, or really gray, which is kind of a classic style. But I want neither. I only want a small amount of more color. I'm going to click the preview button here and see how much I added. Maybe a little bit more. So if I were painting, I would just want a little bit more color to my face, just add a little bit more interest in the grayer photo I had. So I'm going to click OK. So I like that. And then the final step here is actually a filter. So I'm going to go into Enhance. I'm going to use Unsharp Mask. So the scale, I'm going to bring down by just left clicking and dragging. This affects how many pixels it's going to affect. And then standard deviation is essentially how strong it is. When you use Unsharp Mask, it kind of like gets rid of the grays in between essentially. So as you can see on my eyes, the like lash line becomes darker and the hairline becomes darker, like inside the nose and such too. So it just makes those a little bit sharper, which I actually kind of like this. So I'm going to click OK. And then here, this is a really good photo to work with. So compared to the original, if I click the eye over here, you can see that there's a lot more color and contrast now. So if I were creating a drawing, I would much prefer working with this one than the original because it would just make things a lot easier. So that's about it. GIMP has a lot more to offer. You can always look up more tutorials on YouTube. Beyond that, that's about it. And thank you for watching and have a good night.